Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. So here is exactly what's happening today. I am officially in my July slump. I'm officially in my July slump. I am just absolutely struggling with just starting my week. Okay, just starting my week. I feel like, you know, my job where I'm supposed to be home for the next few weeks or so is just calling me too much. And I have so many big projects that I've been trying to work on for the summer that I feel like I just haven't been able to. I feel like I've just started those major projects, but I can't get momentum. So I'm going to switch things up for the week. I'm still doing my scripting and I'm going to post my video for my scripting. Essentially, I just have not had time to basically take all the footage in my video and turn them and update them in my vlogs. So I want to start, that's going to be kind of a focus for today. But I think the way I'm going to go ahead and start my official planning sesh is using the A Day Well Lived Notepad with the daily grind. And then I'm going to shift it into my weekly here. I have some stickers from the Summerween collection, so I want to go ahead and show that to you. This is the Summerween System sticker book. So cute. You can see I already used like a lot of the icons that are in there, but I just think I need to just like get my system going and just spend some time to like really plan out and map out what I need to work on. So without further ado, guys, okay, so these notepads, so Daily Grind, I think since last year they came out with a variety of different versions of different notepads, which basically they take their the daily 10 system with the checklists, their top 3 movers, the today's game plan, the weekly overview sheets, and these are from the mini planners, and they kind of transcribe them into a variety of different versions of notepads. So I have the day well lived here, and I think I'm going to use this just to map out my basic week. So let me go ahead. I'm actually going to use, maybe I'll use my Flair pen here. Let me just see how it writes. Yeah, I think this will work. I had a different bag of pens. I think I was traveling and I think I left them in Connecticut. So let's see. That's my Instagram. Today, all right, so it is a Monday. It is July 20th. 2026. There's a little kitty in my room. All right, and let's see, for the top 10 goals. Is he under the bed? Oh, hi. Hello. Hi, come here. Say hello to everybody. So cute. So another reason why I have just kind of been off my mojo lately with my vlogs is because of this guy. He arrived to us last Friday. Last Friday, I think he arrived on Friday, over a week ago. I think it's gonna be like 10 days now. So I had to figure out, where do we get his food? So cute. Where do we get his cage? Where's he gonna sleep? Because he's so tiny, he can't just stand and sleep in a bed with anybody. He's really small. He's literally like, if I make my hands into a cup, he fits in the cup and he could sleep like a little ball. So that's one of the things I'm really concerned about with him. But let's look at the day well lived and my top 10. So here's what I'm gonna do, because I do have a top 10. This is the planner I'm using for the month of July. I had intended to use it for the month of August, but it's not going to work. Or it might work, but I don't know, because August I officially start work full-time, and I'm just feeling all the things, guys. Exhausted, drained, and I'm just like trying to figure out what side is up and what side is down. But let's look at my top 10 goals that I have here that I laid out. And it says, Etsy, I wanted to do 20 listings. My top 10 on Etsy by the end of the summer, which was July and August, I wanted to do 20 listings. Oh, This is like literally what happens. Hopefully these pens work. These are Moxie Life pens. Okay, I needed 20 listings. TPT, my minimum is 30 listings. I would say that I have about maybe 7 or 8 in the store. I'm gonna say my 30 listings is by August. So my goal is to kind of have like maybe 15 by the end of July and then another 15 by the month of August. So July, I'm doing back to school. So really, I'm just gonna put here the July. This ain't working, these pens. Oh boy. Might I have any other type of writing utensils that I could actually use that are functional? Oh, you know what? Yeah, I do. Thank you. Here we go, folks. Just gonna put my markers there. So for the month of July, my goal is 15 listings, and they're all back to school. So I've always put BTS. For Etsy, 20 listings because Etsy takes a little bit longer of a time. So this week, what I want to finalize is my planner and t-shirts. I'm having a little bit of trouble with my mock-ups. It's basically turning into a disaster. So I'm trying to figure out how I can actually like get those kind of done well, because something that I'm having a little bit of trouble with in terms of planning, something that I'm having a little bit of trouble in terms of my setting up Etsy is that Etsy takes, it takes a lot more time than you assume it's going to take. And people don't realize that. People think that, oh, it's just Etsy. You slap whatever you want together and it makes, whatever. And it really is not. Etsy really is not like that, guys. For Etsy, I'm just trying to set up my other camera here. For Etsy, you need to know your stuff. You need to really set up like if you really want to sell, and I sell t-shirts, you really should be doing like quality products. So I'm just recording some of what I'm working on here for my reels, which is what I have set up. You probably see the shadow of my camera. Let me slide her over. Beautiful. All right, so I have my Etsy 20 listings, TBT my 30 listings. Now, my health. And in the beginning of July, I was so consistent on walking. So for today, I want to make sure I take a 15-minute walk outside. That's my goal today. Today I need to take a 15-minute walk. That's my top to do. Family, I'm supposed to set up doctor appointments. Did we lose the kitty?
Under the bed.
And also I was supposed to set up some bills. So that's something that's very important that I get done with daily planning. It is my top 10. Daily planning is always on my top 10, and that is because if I don't daily plan, I don't have like a set of goals or things that I just need to attack when I need to. So I need to make sure that I go after it. So I always call it TDG, which is the daily grind, and PP for like my scripting and my journaling. Reading. I'm going to show you. Do I have? Ha! I have it right here, ladies and gents. This is a book that I have to read by at least mid-August. So far, I'm on page 23. It is a hefty piece of literature. It is for my job, for my coaching business, and I'm having trouble kind of just like sticking with it as a system. So, I do want to get at least to chapter 2, so I think I'm going to work on that tonight. That's a goal. Chapter 2. That's my goal for today. Let's see. So I want to do a little bit of my diet work, and then I want to work on make sure I have my 3 meals. and my vitamins, because sometimes in the summer I really get lazy and I just skip the vitamins. I skip all the like nutritional things that I need to do to make sure I have the energy to do my job properly. Social media and YouTube. My goal this whole summer, July and August, was 20 videos. And by today, I'll have 3 of those done because I'm trying to work on a series. And the series is taking me a little bit longer because, again, I just have like, I'm just really low energy. And I start work in 2 weeks full time, back to school, all that stuff, guys. But however, social media has really picked up. My social media has truly just not, I wouldn't want to say exploded, but definitely like has a more upward trajectory because a lot of my content I'm posting on Instagram, which is great. I'm learning how to actually use Instagram to kind of tell those stories I want to tell about being a teacher, being online, working with different people. It's really just coming to life. So basically for Instagram, I try to do a story a day and one reel. And I have consistently been doing that for the last 2 weeks. Go me. Summer fun. I have my Summerween insert. And look, I one of the Summerween insert goals was to do little Summerween nails, and I have some really cute little yellow nails. So Summerween. I'm gonna work on my Summerween insert tonight and do some coloring. Now for my journal, I feel like I have to look at my daily pages and meditation a little bit. All right. Thank you, Daily Grind Planner, that you have all these really different systems that we can use to kind of get our butts moving. Okay, so now I'm gonna go into my day well lived, and I don't want this to be too long because what I usually do is I decorate my weeklies all in the same time. But what I'll do, I'll just do one day for you guys. But first, let's go ahead and look at my top 3 to-dos. Is my vlogs. I have 2 vlogs that have to be uploaded. That's 100%, they have to be done. My second to-do is my TPT. I'm working on my next product. My next product plan for this week. And my product for this week, I'm going to shoot for about 5 new resources. Okay, that's the magic 5. And I feel like something I'm gonna. Okay, and my top 3 to do. I'm gonna focus on a little bit of fun and journaling. So I'm gonna focus on Summerween fun and journaling. Let me explain why. It's not like a project-based goal for today because I'm exhausted. Summerween goal and coloring because I'm just like my brain is kaputs. I'm really tired. I don't have the capacity to do more, which is why I'm like shifting to this just to help map out what I want to work on for the week, or at least, yeah, this is like a great, I should have used, well, here's the thing. This is a Day Well Lived notepad. Here, this notepad that I also have is the One Day Closer. And this is more like your one day momentum to-dos, bring it forward. I don't really need a One Day Closer one, so I picked the Day Well Lived because I like the layout. And I like the way I was able to break down the top to-dos, the 10 overall goals for the month, which is great. So let's see, what am I grateful and excited for today? Oh, I'm grateful and excited, I would say, just to get back into my journaling routine and journaling and planning routine. Getting back to my journaling. And my planning routine. I'm going to put a heart there because this today was difficult, man. All right, to feel amazing, I will You know what I'm gonna do today? I'm gonna take a hot bath, soak in the water, wash my hair, and just refresh and reset the whole day. I'm gonna do a full bath soak and reset. Because guys, I don't know, some days I think it's like the body is telling you to stop and just take care of itself. So here's my game plan. Let's see. My son has camp. I have to do some grocery shopping. Taking care of the cat. This is the AM. So I would say probably my son starts camp at 8 o'clock, so it's around 7 o'clock all the way to here, and then pick him up from camp home. And we do have some visitors stopping by today, so I'm just gonna put family time for the afternoon. Dinner. I would say after dinner is when I'm gonna get I want to take like a nice hot bath after dinner. Bath and soak and reset. Okay. By the way, for me, that's like, I don't know what time it is. Okay. So, and then what I'm gonna go into is do a little bit of journaling. My vlogs are already recorded. Everything's ready. I just have to kind of upload it into YouTube. So my vlog uploads. I've already done my Insta because I actually so here's a trick I do for my Instagram, and this might help you if you're a person who's trying to grow if you're trying to grow your Instagram or any type of social media online. I record constantly and I upload it into edits as drafts. Everything is there as drafts, so that when I'm ready to, so that one day that I'm so exhausted that I don't want to record anything, I have tons of footage and tons of content already in draft mode. So I just pull it up and work from there. I have vlogs. I do have there are a few reports and maybe some TPT plan that I want to work on. Because like I said, that's one of the goals. So in terms of my TPT plan, I'm shifting into the next product line, basically. So because I'm almost done with a lot of back to school stuff, I just want to do like a few more back to school products this week and then call that a day. And then next week I'm working on other things. And then sleep, guys. It is time for me to rest, journaling and reading. Because I want to read this book. I want to enjoy myself. So let's go ahead. Now that I kind of did my day well lived overview, I'm going to go into my weekly system here. And I've been really feeling, because it's still summer, I want to use like the summer days. And what I'm going to do for this, I'm just going to I'll forward this footage so that you guys don't have to see me do the full planning, do the full setup of it. Okay, let's see. I want to do a little bit of some fun stickers here. Some fun daily grind. You need to have, I feel like with daily grind, you just need to have fun with the decorating, the little doodles. I really like the size of, I feel like the stickers that they make in Daily Grind, it's like the perfect size for your planners. It really is. It's like the perfect little itty bitty sizes, you know, for your planning, which is what you need, right? I feel like we don't want something that's so, you know, it's kind of like, I feel like you don't want something that's always going to be so like stressful and make you tired, but it's more stuff that's going to kind of like help you focus on what you're doing. So now here, I want to put this improve. So these are her little like doodle stickers and it says improve. Let me see if I can kind of show that to you. And then let me record this one so people can see me decorating. I'm gonna go ahead and put this one on the side, and let's go ahead and decorate this lovely sheet. So exciting. I can actually put this one here. Okay. And I do want some oranges, so let me go ahead there. Let's go ahead and look at the analysis, and I can use this pen. Oh, sorry, let me just list the week, and this is the week, this is last week's assessment, so this is going to be basically July 13th to the 18th. All right, so my progress with this month's goals so far, I feel like for me is a 5. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I have lots of work to do. And I do think I overshot my mark with like what I want to do for my goals, but I feel like it's just a learning process. And let's see, my focus on daily routine. Daily, I've been great. I feel like in general, I feel like I'm going to give myself a little, almost a 7 there. My overall mood and happiness has been an 8. Nutrition and water has really slowed down for me, and I don't know why, but my workouts, my daily movement, same thing, has been a 5. So you can see I kind of slowed down in my momentum of health and wellness. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. So the top goals I worked on the most, I would say, was my TPT, my BTS work, my t-shirt, and then I worked on a report for my job. Not so much fun, but okay. Now, what I'm going to work on, what did I work on the least? If I have to look at those goals, I definitely worked on my Etsy the least. My Etsy, and there's specifically some t-shirts. I feel like I didn't really work on my designing and reading. I journal, but I feel like I really slacked off on my reading, which is not good. So I want to make sure that I'm always like consistent with that. So three great things that did happen was visit to grandma. I did upload about 3 new resources, which is great. It doesn't sound like a lot, but the way I create the resources, it is. And I'm almost done with a 4th, so I'm going to put 4. And then the 3rd thing I did, organize. Something that like I've been struggling with, I really did well with organizing. All right, what am I currently reading? I'm actually reading Flow, The Art of Finding Flow, and Coaching. There are 2 books that I'm working on. Flow is my fun book. The coaching book is my other. Okay, now my biggest goal next week is to close the loop. And I need to close the loop with my TPT for at least, if I did 4 products, I want to do another 4 to make us I want to make a solid 10. My Etsy, I have some mock-ups that I'm struggling with, and my planner, and at least 3 vlogs. That's my goal. That's like my closing the loop for the week, to feel like I'm on track for like accomplishing what I have to accomplish for the next week. All right. Things that I have to improve upon is consistent with my energy. I feel like my movement. I feel like when I don't have enough movement, I get much more tired. All right. Something else, my habit with my calendar. I am just like Miss Lady, throw the calendar out the window, and I'm not happy about that because I feel like I'm not being consistent enough. So that's something I want to work towards. Let's see. And I want to work more on my rest and my energy. I'm like losing energy a lot, and that's not good. So my mantra for next week: close the loop, close the gap. That's my mantra. All right, let's go ahead and let's look at how we're gonna decorate this. I want to put a little weekend sticker here. Here's let's see. I try to just not really have much. I'm gonna put some fun doodles. How about that? Let's look at some doodles. The fun little doodles from the pool. I think this is the poolside fun. So I'm gonna put the poolside fun doodles there for our Halloween. So something that I'm realizing, you know, here's what I thought my whole summer was going to be, and here's what my summer's turning out to be. So my whole summer, I'm gonna just open back up so you can see what I'm working on. So my whole summer turned out to be a little tiring for me. I'm very tired, even though I have so many plans. And believe me, I have so many plans and projects that I want to get done, but the body's telling me, no, not ready. You have to take it easy. You have to take it by stride, and you have to kind of do one thing at a time. So I feel like that's something where the daily grind kind of helps me to see that, or using the smaller systems. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get my day well-lived notepad, because I did write, I feel like this helped me lay out. You could see it again. It just helped me to lay out a lot of what I want to get done. And I want to do my weekly overview. And then I think I'm going to call this video a day, because we are already in 26 plus minutes. So week ahead, what are my top focuses? So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines. 5 top focuses for the week is definitely TPT. And it's going to be a total of 5 resources. I have to have that. And this is the week of July. Let me get my camera so I make sure. This is for the week of July 20th. July 20th all the way to the 26th. So I'm going to put that up here. So the Monday is the 20th. Here's Tuesday is, it's my husband's birthday. I am getting nothing done tomorrow, which is why tonight I want to like really hammer down, or today I want to hammer down a lot of my goals and get working on my certain things that I have to do. So definitely it's my TPT store. I'm going to be hitting that hard. I feel like daily planning always has to be there, no matter what. It has to be there, because if not, I'll forget. And I feel like, perfect. I feel like if I forget and I don't do it, everything falls to the wayside, and I don't want that to happen. Definitely reading. And today my goal is to read up to chapter 2. My weekly overview. Maybe I'm not going to read Wednesday, but maybe I'm going to work on chapter 3 on Wednesday. And maybe chapter 4 on Thursday, so that chapter 5, Friday is a rest day for the reading, because I have to get that book done. And so I want us to read a majority this week, so that next week it's just bits and pieces. Let's see. I want to do a little bit of my summer. I know, I feel like this week I need to do some summerween fun. So today I'm going to be doing journaling, my insert, and also I'm going to do some coloring. I just want to have some like restful fun tonight before I go to bed. I would like to do maybe to Wednesday my summerween. Okay, so today I'm going to focus on TPT stuff, those resources, because I'm working on a few templates, and I work easier when I create the templates ahead of time, and then I can kind of plug in whatever I need to. Wednesday is going to be my Etsy day. That means that I'm going to be finalizing at least 2 resources that they're already in the process of being set. It's just kind of finalizing and tweaking a few things. So that's going to be 2 things. And I think that Thursday or Friday is a really big training. I want to list that down. Let me go into my other calendar here. Let's see. July. Today's a training. I'm just gonna, let me just double check. I have so Wednesday I have an interview. I have to go to the office for an interview. Not looking forward to it, but that's what my job is. And then I have a full day training. It's called Power School training. It is literally a full training. But then I think in the evening, I also have then in the evening, I think is it Friday? It's one of these days that I do have like an Etsy one. All right, so I know I do have like a big training. Let me check my email. Let's see. And I wrote it here. Good. It's like a holiday goals training, which is amazing. And that day is Thursday from 6 to 7 p.m. It's basically Q4. It's a product training for Q4. So I'm trying to so I'm working in terms of trying to sell or prepare products like a few months ahead of time. So right now it's July. I'm doing back to school. This is my last week for back to school. Then I'm shifting into the fall, and then I want to do Christmas in August. Basically, that's and I think that in my opinion, Christmas in August is way too late anyway. But that's the way it's gonna have to be for me. And then I do have another training that I want to list here. Is it the same one? Is it the Thursday? There is one, but I think that I might be able to kind of just attend this one training. All right, so let's see. My top 5. Definitely it has to be like social media / YouTube for my top 5. Like if I don't get the Etsy or the other stuff done, at least I'll still attend the training and pick up momentum there. The Etsy day is just going to be 2 resources and optimize. So that's going to be about 2 hours that I have to set aside. And I'm going to list here 2 hours. I know that it has to be 2 hours in the morning for me to get that done. TPT, again, because TPT is like the big priority because back to school is coming. I just put BTS so that I know what I have to look at. And then TPT, and then it's kind of like my mock-up and preview work. So I have to have my mock-up and my previews ready so that I can get them uploaded into my TPT store. And then I do have a big email campaign work that I have to work on with TPT. So I'm gonna be setting up my email campaigns on Friday. Maybe Tuesday I might wind up doing a sales training. I'm gonna just check. I know it's my husband's birthday. Me and my daughter want to do like some fun stuff for him and plan. But if I can do a sales training, it's like 1 hour training. I can get that done. So there you go, guys. This is like my weekly overview. This really does help me look at like the scheme of how I'm planning. And I just think, okay, so this is my first hit. So let me give you like my opinion of the products, right? So I will say that I decided to do the travel planners for the summer because I just feel like they're small, handy, they can go in my bag. And look, I do like that I can map out like my weekly overview here, and I can kind of plot my week, plot my plan of attack so I can close the loop and get my ish done. But this is what I like. I really like this. I really like this Day Well Live notepad, and I just feel like I was able to, this is supposed to be a Day Well Live, but let me explain what I feel like I'm going to be able to do with this type of notepad. Is the top 10 goals will always stay the same. Here's my top 10 to-dos. I feel like my top 10 to-dos are going to be the same for this whole week, but when I'm setting it up on my daily pages with the top 10 to-dos, I can list what like gets done in that day. That's what I think that's how I feel like this is gonna work. These are my today top threes. That will change. My game plan will change daily. My grateful and excited for, and what I want to feel amazing for. So these things will change. But I feel like I feel like this gave me a nice visual overview of exactly what I want to get done for this week. This is already we are in the third week. Let me go ahead and put this in my planner. I want to show you how that works, because it's a very easy process to actually just get things placed in these planners, which is why I like them. Yeah, I just feel like I'm able to kind of attack my goals in a different way. I decided to switch to my little Never Stop Dreaming planner cover because I wanted to do something fun for the summer. So here I go. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna plug my stuff in right here. And these I'm just gonna go ahead and decorate with some washi, maybe some fun highlighters, and there you go, guys. Here's like a weekly overview. Here is my weekly setup. Okay, and here's the cool part. This is the minimum. If I can accomplish this week between July 20th and 26th, I feel like I have made momentum because it's there. I have it mapped out for each single day. This means that if I done these and I add more, I've actually like over exceeded like my goals, which is amazing. And this is just a basic to-do list and some meal prep. I haven't hit the meal prep yet. But all right, guys, so thank you so much for hanging out with me. This is actually my first official daily grind plan with me, and now that I feel like I'm going to be using two things combined with daily grind. I have lots of videos on my Instagram of my unboxings. I'm going to actually show you some fun unboxings of daily grind products. I have their academia line launch is actually launching Wednesday, July 22nd. I'm getting the full, I'm basically going to purchase the full academia launch, which is all the notepads, all the coloring books, and 3 new folios that I'm going to be implementing into my actual like working system. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for hanging out. I know this was a longer video, but I'm so happy that I was able to actually like dive into this with you guys and show you how, just some ways that you could actually use the products of the daily grind. I will be talking to you guys. I hope you have a good day. And again, if you are new or if you use the daily grind planner, let's go ahead and hit the follow button so that we can and let me know where you are from and what system of the daily grind or what planner you use so that we can kind of follow each other. I'll talk to you soon, guys. Bye.